Hello and welcome to the Seahawkers podcast. I'm Brandon Schultz, and today I am joined by my good buddy Clinton Bonner. As Clinton, we have a special guest coming on today.
Yeah, dude, I am fired up for this. Hanging out at a pool party last night. I was rocking my Seahawkers podcast cap out here in a Connecticut pool party. People are asking about it, and there's Giants fans fired up, Patriots fans fired up. There's a Steeler fan in the pool house fired up, and I'm just talking Seahawks all night long. Stayed up super late, and I was telling the folks in the pool house that we had a very special guest, and they were like, "Ooh, that dude was solid." I'm like, "Yes, he was." So Brandon, I think we just jump right into it. What do you think, bud?
Let's jump right into it. We are welcoming on Mr. Thomas Rawls, former Seahawks running back. He joined the Seahawks in 2015 as an undrafted free agent. He played 3 years in Seattle, rushing for 1,336 yards, 266 receiving yards, 8 touchdowns. He's now an entrepreneur. He has a new football camp, which we're going to talk about, the inaugural Thomas Rawls football camp. And that's going to be up in La Conner Elementary School. For those who are unfamiliar with the Western Washington area, that's up north between Everett and Bellingham. And he's doing that in conjunction with the Swinomish Boys and Girls Club. Thomas Rawls, welcome to the show.
Clinton, Brandon, I'm so super excited to be on the show on the podcast. And shout out to the Seahawks, shout out to the 12s. I'm looking forward to this year, especially running that ball. So
Love it. And speaking of shout outs too, Brandon, I do want to give some love to Eddie and CEC Sports Marketing, because Eddie McMillan hooked us up, correct, with making sure we got to know Thomas, and we got to hang out with Eddie at the draft, and some good things are happening. And he was like, "You should talk to Thomas." I was like, "Yes, we would absolutely love to." So shout out to Eddie, appreciate it, from CEC Sports Marketing too. And yeah, Thomas, we're ecstatic to have you, man. Like we were just discussing before we got on, that Brandon, Adam, myself, some of the other hosts from the Seahawkers podcast, we're a little old school. We like teams that could line up, run the rock, and just impose the will up and down the field. And our beautiful memories of you, man, where when you had the ball in your stomach, you were a force out there, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And shout out to Eddie Mack also. He caught up some pretty good game plans. Still got, off the field running that ball. So yeah, but I appreciate it, man. Over the years, you know, as I look, as you just spoke on, like old school, coming from Flint, Michigan, I always had like an old school mindset when running the football, and not just running it, but my approach to it. The approach to it is pretty much the mentality is what you want to run through, behind your pass, behind your heart. So when you start incorporating a team, you start incorporating, a fullback into it, or sometimes you got tight ends. It's going to signify, to the interior line, okay, we got work to do, and then an old school running back, we more so thinking fullback in front of us. We love, power plays, inside zones, outside zones, whatever we can do to touch the rock so we can oppose our will, like how you said. And the expectation is for the position. So that's going to signify not just to the number one running back with Kenneth Walker, but to the other guys. And then that allows the coaches to see the other guys show who they really are with that mentality, because that's something that's rooted and core you from the game of football. And I do love the old school mentality too, because it allows the guys in practice to gel together and to formulate something that they'll need towards the mid to late season as the league is ran down. And as they get stronger, and and the Seahawks are in the best position because we have a awesome and a dynamic defense, which allows our run game, to thrive in certain moments, as long as we stay vigilant and stay true to that, to that process. Now, I know, Clint came from, the Saints and, different formations and doing those things. Now, I can also tell you that the 12 and 13 personnel could throw a lot of defenses off, but you still want to incorporate, that old school mentality too, with the type runners we have. If they can kick on that belt buckle and and thrive in it, it'll be a great deal.
Just how important is that mentality, Thomas? Because I know back when you were playing, you had Russ behind the line, and shoot, Marshawn Lynch. We were coming off of Marshawn being such an impactful part of that offense, and
Right.
you also had that physicality on the defensive side of the ball.
Right.
How much was that really preached that, hey, this is going to be like that, the identity of our team?
Man, it start with your leaders. It start with your leaders. But on our team, when I was one of the young bucks, so leading came from different. It wasn't just voicing it. It was like what it was the work that you put in, how much focus, how hard that you went. Are you getting these significations when this play is called? Are you gelled together and understanding your fullback and your tight ends? Are all of y'all, you know, is that connection of that mentality to understand when they call a certain play, it gotta ignite the unit. It gotta, and when I say that, because when I came in, Marshawn Lynch, he was a great leader from a what you do standpoint to the game. So I got a chance to learn, but at the same time, I still had to grow. So it's a journey, and everybody's journey is different. So when I look at the Seahawks, the reason I say that they're in the best position right now is because with the great defense we have, and then we have great runners. Now this is
Mhm.
the opportunity for Kenny McIntosh, to thrive and step up. Zach Charbonnet, he gonna have some opportunities, moving forward, but still evolve and understand that there's another niche and another level that they must continue to thrive for. And Kenneth Walker, he's gonna definitely be prepared. And he's been working so hard in this offseason. I actually caught him a couple times. And he looks great, but at the same time, I understand his mindset too, because I know what Michigan State is over there playing with Michigan. So
Mhm.
he understand that signification from the rooted coil from the game. He know that the importance of running the football, one back, two back, taking it from a game plan and building upon the season, because that's what's going to be important as the league get ran down.
I love it. I love it. So, Brand, that's getting me fired up to think about when the air turns super crisp and we're going to head into some December football. I'm not rushing anything. I don't wish away days, but when we start to turn that page and get towards the holidays, and if our 2025 Seahawks can be what they're trying to signal they want to be, what Thomas is talking about. And Thomas, I don't know if you saw, JSN had a great quote in yesterday's presser after practice. He's like, yeah, I really like the identity of this offense. He goes, it's basically ground and pound, and we take our shots. So it was a little bit of a best of both worlds. And
Hold on, repeat that one more time. He said what?
So basically, JSN said our identity is that it is ground and pound,
Yeah, yeah.
and we still take our shots. Like, so they're
Hmm.
still gonna
And
push
that's
the ball
why I
down the
say
field. And that to me, that feels a lot like, the heyday of Russ and the Seahawks was
that
like,
get me fired up right now. I'm over here, my blood boiling. Listen to this.
I could
When a
tell. I could
receiver,
hear it
hey,
in his
keep this.
voice when you said ground and pound. Thomas, he was getting real
Hmm.
excited.
So Brandon Clint, so 12. So when you got Jackson as a receiver talking like that, them boys putting in work right now.
love it, love it. I just
Them
love that
boys
because
putting in work.
that's just something that Brandon, you and I just wouldn't know, right? So it's like, oh, Thomas, like, no,
Right.
man, when they're speaking that way, they're all kind of rowing together. It sounds like,
He's
and
sending out a message, and
yeah,
because that message is relayed from the top down, but not through wording, right? It's only through what you do speak so well. So
mm,
that's the energy of where the team is headed, and in my mind, I feel like I'm still with them,
hmm
because I could never leave that running back room, and like, you know, having an opportunity to see these guys, these younger guys, go ahead and handle business. We got the right guys, and then at the right time from last season, I got a chance to see a couple of them thrive when they had the opportunities too. So
mm.
I can only imagine the hunger that's in that running back room in competition, and it's a healthy competition because we still a team. And I remember, in my days, going against LOB every day of practice. And then, and then some days I'll look up and me and the offense and the team, we out here breaking records, having fun, jumping around, having fun. That could not come from, not working as a unit with our offense, spending time with the film, going hard against our defense, the defense not showing me any mercy in practice. But at the same time, like I said, when you have a mentality as a running back, you already know that that is the expectation for the position. And then things, as you stay true, things will open up. And then when you have an offensive coordinator like Clint, it allows our offense to now be versatile and move around in different ways to now expose and make big plays as we want to do. And that's going to happen through that mentality still. And it's going to be it's going to be a grind, but it's one of those worthy grinds. And like I said, Kenneth Walker, he understands, and he's a focused kid. Trust me, he's a focused kid. But when I say focused, not too focused where he not understand the growth within the season, because you learn every year as you love the game and as you keep growing. And as I've been seeing, he's loved the game.
Man, Thomas, you're getting me fired up. How are you just now getting into doing why is this just the inaugural football camp that you're doing? You sound like you've been doing football camps for a while now. And so, I feel like, how is this just your first?
Well, I'm always in the backyard, a lot of Seattle, Washington, all over, always with charity or, helping small and local businesses or, just enjoying my time with my family. But I'm still got that mindset like I'm running that ball. It's just I took off my helmet and my shoulder pads. But in life, like Coach says, just a little bit more patient. And I'm still scoring, and I'm scoring for others. And
I love it, dude.
it's a beautiful thing. And that's what I'm trying to convey as far as with the camp over in LaConner, Washington, is that, they can use what they love to express themselves, to build their world that's beneficial through their creativity. And that's what I'm trying to tell you, that's the same thing what that running back room is doing. Because even think about some of the guys we're adding. Martinez, all these guys who's about to get some look and get some burn, right? So, it's going to be, it only set the standard for the expectation that's for the position that needs to be done. Because, if you keep working, right, without staying vigilant, that's all you get. But if you stay vigilant, the small details you thrive in. From the mineral sense, we got the runners. We got the team. Like we got everything we need. Like when I think about having a tough defense and the defense overruling trying their best to overrule the offense, that's what you want. Because the day that the offense had a way, they built something. And when they have it their way, they're going to have fun with it. They're going to have fun with it, but it's a grind. So you know how it is before, it get better. You got to go through you got to let the old, you got to let them, like the old cartilage shred, from the right. It takes time. But in our case, they're not looking at it in our time because they're working for it. And you got to realize the work that they doing right now is real. It's real work.
Yeah, well,
So
we've seen
we're about to have a blast this season. It's going to be one to watch. So I wouldn't care about the numbers too much because we're building, and that's true building.
I love it. We're talking with Thomas Rawls, Seahawks running back for 3 seasons in 2015, 2016, 2017. Some absolutely marvelous memories and some stellar moments and games, and just strung together some impressive time with the Seahawks. And as you can tell, very fired up here on the Seahawkers podcast. I love how the JSN quote, got you going. I got one more for you. And I do want to talk about the fullback, and I want to talk about what, as when you were, toting the rock in the NFL, did you like running with a fullback? So I'll cue it up with the quote quickly. So they had Abe Lucas, right tackle, and we all love Abe, and he's healthy this year, and that's going to be awesome. And they asked Abe, a week or so ago, and they said, what do you see that's different this year? And his answer was, he goes, we're out there with a fullback. He goes, there's only one thing you do with the fullback out there, you know? So just again, alluding to what happens and the mentality of that team. And they're loading up with the rookie Robbie Oots, who's a 270 some odd pound fullback who's athletic and can dunk a basketball pretty darn easily. So what we want to ask you, Thomas, is when you were toting the rock, you had Tukuafu back there at some points. What was your preference? What kind of plays you like to run? Did you like running with a fullback? And like, love to hear from you. What changes as the primary back? What changes when you do have a fullback leading you out there?
Well, you really prepare for it all. But I can tell you, when you got your fullback out there, that's extra ammo. And when you got extra ammo out there, it gives you a little bit more confidence, because that impact, that .5 impact could be potentially a great block where you could now make a cut or go ahead and bury yourself and go ahead and keep them feet in the chains moving under. So, but as far as with him, we definitely gonna need him, and you can just tell we're shifting towards that. And, the difference between a primary mindset, and having your fullback, it get a chance to show what you can do. It get a chance to show that mentality. You supposed to have that on first and second down runs too, even if you primary with no back, but if Coach Clint Kubiak, you want to make a statement, we go get the rookie, we put him in, we let him go head bust. That means your mentality with your running back is just probably 100 times more. So we gotta have the type runners that's ready to run that ball for real, like serious. I'm talking about eyes up, shoulder square, like pressing it, making sure, you get, not just being explosive, but understand, run not just behind your pads, but run behind your heart. And that's why you here, because, I remember coming in as a rookie, it was bigger than just football. Like, I had a bigger responsibility. I always knew coming out that tunnel that the 12s was right there. I couldn't hear them. I couldn't really feel them, because the only thing that I could really think about and feel was execution. From the days that hurt, from the suffering lead to reward, from before I, broke a record, we got to put in this work Monday through Sunday. So all the way even leading up to the locker room. So, these small things is what's going to help us as a unit and work together. So when I think about Abe Lucas, leading the front line, and I see him working so hard out here, I can only imagine what's going to happen as the running backs and as the offensive line, go through the run drills and everything. They're going to definitely, thrive in it.
Yeah, I love hearing that, whether it's from JSN, whether it's from Abe, and I think Abe used the term non-negotiable when it came to the running game. Like, it's non-negotiable that we are going to be running the football, and it takes me back to some of those times, Thomas. And I'm kind of curious of what your favorite moments are in a Seahawks uniform, because, gosh, man, I think of that game against the Niners with 200 plus rushing yards, touchdowns. I can't remember the DB either, but you caught a pass out in the flat, and there was a DB you like just absolutely destroyed. You're like, I'm not going out of bounds. I am going through this Niners player.
Oh, I'm so glad you mentioned that game, because in that game it exposed all the small things throughout the whole week. Because that whole week, Clint, Brandon, man, we so jacked up, we so excited, especially going against our defense, man. I'm going crazy. I see, we got all Hall of Famers on our defense, all the fellas. So I'm like, I'm going crazy. So I couldn't wait to come that week. But it seemed like the small, like those small minerals that I was talking about throughout that week, it showed up in the game. So, the pass out to the flat where I kind of dwindled down, and Russ kind of like that was, we practiced that a few times. We never knew it was going to show up, but it showed up. And if we're not vigilant with that at the right but the wrong time, we may not have executed. So, even me going on a flat route, I got to make sure I'm taking 3 steps and turning my head fast. So the small things is what they're preparing for that's going to be big at the right time. And as long as we're available and healthy, especially this backfield, we're going to thrive because we're in a great position. And then we got great outside receivers. We got the offensive line. Um, I'm pretty sure this is what Abe wants. He's been working hard this offseason. Every day he's been working hard every day, Clint. I'm telling you, he's been going. And oh my God, their mentality. When you throw a fullback out there, I remember playing with Will Taquafa. It was so fun playing with him because he took up like so much body, right? Like he could take up like 2-3 bodies. And the only thing I had to do was even bounce it, or sometimes I could even squeeze by him. He's so big, right? But then he was so powerful and he was so tough. And then we worked it so much in practice. Like in the game, it made it more funner. It made it back like Little League, the root of the game, because that's where it starts. Because from the root of the game, it's gonna open up everything else. And that's why I say, in our running back room, we want to make sure we continue to build those significations from our coaches, but also know that outside of the coaches, you gotta want it. You gotta want to put your head in there and stick your foot in the ground and really play and really, yeah. I can't explain it because of what you do speak so well. That was my mentality. But everybody got their own recipe. And speaking of recipe, that's another thing the running backs got to have this season. They gotta keep working at their new normals to find that recipe to thrive when we need them the most.
So
So
let me hop in there, Thomas. I got a question for you. I mean, so we love our backfield, and Brandon, I was just thinking about this, and obviously you could chime in too, Thomas. I'm like, man, I mean, I've been a Seahawks fan since I was 5 years old. So there's been some great backs, going back to Kurt Warner and John L. Williams, and then Sean Alexander, of course, and some others. Chris Warren, yeah. But in the let's call it the modern era, we got kind of blessed with, like, it was Marshawn, then Thomas, and then Chris Carson, right? Like back to back dudes who just our kind of guys, right? Our kind of favorite players out there for sure, who embrace everything about what it means to be an NFL running back, especially like a Seahawks running back. And you know what? I lost the question. I totally lost the question. I got fired up talking about running backs.
I can tell you this. Hey, that's okay. That's okay. But I can tell you this. When I came in, I'm gonna tell you what, Marshawn motivated me. The game motivated me. Him out there, making plays and making it look easy, motivated me. Him taking me under my wing. I mean, yeah, him taking me under his wing in some areas that he knew that could potentially benefit me along the long haul. Man, I can never ask for a greater journey. So I remember my time, right? Right. So even when Carson came in, he was hungry too. And I'm gonna tell you something too. When Carson came in, that only elevated our running back room even more. I had to tighten up on my recipe more too. He was coming too. It's tough. It's tough to stop. It's tough to stop running backs who got a mentality like not just I want it all, but I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you in film. I'm gonna show you how I carry myself as best as I can. I know it's about carries, but at the same time, you want to keep building it because you got to still build relationship with the linemen, with your tight ends, your fullback. So when I came in, Marshawn, he had the line, with him. He had the team with him. So I'm a younger kid. I'm taking it in, embracing it, but at the same time, when it comes to running this pill, I'm still ain't showing no mercy. I still got to do what I got to do because at the end of the day, my brother need to look too. But at the same time, I gotta get mine. So, you know, I think the chips will fall as you continue to love and do what you do. And it will show. I say don't change nothing about who you are outside of, your new normals, outside of, what you overcoming, but understand that you still got to give yourself a chance.
Love it.
And that's all the 12s in the Seahawks. That's the only thing that we want is to give ourselves a chance because we know what we have already, and we know the work that they're putting in and going to do. Now it's about coming together and doing it in a fashion of fun, of running the ball, of taking shots, of making big plays. Defense saving some games. Us in 4 minutes, understanding what that truly is. But not just in 4 minutes. Your 4 minutes should be at the start of the game. I'm talking about setting the tone.
Yes.
I'm talking about setting the tone.
Yeah,
And
we love hearing that, Tom. So
so,
we have we love hearing that
right.
because so many times, the slow starts tend to can drain all the energy.
That starts up front with the offensive line. And I'm gonna
Agreed.
tell you like this start with the running back. It has nothing to do with nobody else. Because setting the tone, when you think about setting the tone, it's a statement. So you gotta realize I can't come in and timid. I can't come in and run east and west. So my whole day is even how I practice how I play.
Mm-hmm.
So my whole thing was I have to set the tone at the running back position. I am running ball. I have this ball in my hands, the defense. So like at the running back position, the reason you want to keep giving your running back carry so he can start feeling, the defense breath and see where they at. Because when you a pounder, you can tell when they break. And guess what? JSN just said? He said they're gonna open up for him. That's easy. Because he know that he want us to run the ball so he can get his too, and that's fine. But he know we can, and he know that's the approach right now. So when that signified to the team, okay, it hit everybody. It's gonna shock everybody. Okay, boom. Okay, we know where we headed. Okay, now we got the pieces. We got some younger guys coming in too to fill some spots. We got rid of some guys to mold over here. So you got to realize the playmakers aren't just motivated. Man, the unit is motivated. This is a restructure at its finest. And then you got when you got older runners, he's healthy right now with Kenneth,
Mm-hmm.
taking an approach with everything. I'm pretty sure he's a good man. He's a good kid. So, he's going to take this approach in a very professional facet. And the guys behind them, when they get their opportunities, having that same mentality and understanding that they have to take that next step to setting the tone, to showing what they can do right away. Like that's gonna heighten the offense, heighten the defense. It's nothing like running that ball and looking to the side of my defense, cheering, going crazy, picking up 10 yards a pop, six yards a pop, running that ball, knowing that we gonna run it, knowing we head hunting, knowing I gotta put my head down. I'm not hoping I get the ball, hoping a hole come through. I'm looking too, because I understand that I gotta open this up for Doug. I gotta open this up for Locke. I gotta. It's I'm gonna have to give some shots, and I may have even take one, but that's the sacrifice to the reward for the unit. And when you play a game, an unselfish game like that, and you tend to have fun, when you get lost in it and you get lost in your work and you know that you trajected, man, great things happen. Great
Hey,
things.
Thomas,
I
I'm
love
gonna,
that the
yeah.
passion is there.
It's amazing. So, Brandon, I can only if I was a kid going to this camp and I heard this, I'd be running through a wall right now, right? in a good way, in a good way. So we're delighted because we could tell that you obviously you put your heart into everything you're doing, including this interview right now, and your energy's coming off the screen, which is amazing, and just happy that you're doing it because. Those kids are in for a truly amazing experience and not just learning about football, but learning a lot of life lessons that you're in pearls of wisdom you're dropping along the way. And with that, Thomas, you got more going on than just the camps and more going on than just, talking to the current Seahawks team. You're also an entrepreneur out there. And we do want you to be able to share some of, what you're doing in that world. We got it on screen for it here with the CMOS lemonade. So tell us about this. Like, in general, Brandon, I don't know about CMOS yet, and I don't know about CMOS lemonade. Brandon, do you know much about it yet?
I don't, but looking at the picture, I want to try some.
It does look good. So, Thomas, tell us about this, man.
So CMOS is just like a sea vegetable. And with all your minerals, vitamins, it help with like hair, skin, nails, neck pain, a little back pain, you know, stuff like that. And what's special about my product is that you can also use as like a topical as far as the gel.
Oh, got it.
Yep. And it's like a gel type. And as far as the lemonade, the only thing we did was just converted the sugar-free, the sea moss gel into a sugar-free sea moss lemonade into a
Hmm.
liquid. So,
And how's it taste? I mean, it looks pretty
oh my
good, but like,
God, it is
what's it taste
amazing.
like?
It is amazing. So the watermelon mint that you got up right there, that's a
Yeah.
limited time special. We only do those at our pop-ups. So we actually got a couple locations down here where we put our product out based in downtown Renton at Downtown Fit Bar Cafe in Renton. You can actually buy our jars, and you can also purchase our sugar-free sea moss lemonade. And we also got a location, Fit Bar Cafe, down in West Seattle. And we just will be setting up at Pit Stop Express over in Puyallup, Washington, where we'll be doing our setups out there for our sugar-free sea moss lemonade with our pineapple and watermelon mint and regular. So, man, we doing a lot with the community, man, and we also giving back, through our business too. So, man, it's definitely fun engaging with the fans, the people, and still kind of running a different ball, but still having that same mentality prep through the game.
I love that. I can picture myself out on the berm at Seahawks training camp with a glass of lemonade. I hope they let you bring that stuff in. I think they do. But I could, a nice hot day. This looks amazing.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
most definitely.
And Thomas, you did toss me a promo code. I want to put that on screen for folks too. So anybody that wants to try it, let's see. Well, I think that might do it. Brandon, I'm trying to get this. There it is. There it is. So we got promo code. Use the code MOSS34. So go to A+, like you're getting a grade, like A+, set apart, right? I got it right. Yep. A+ set apart living LLC.com. Obviously, if you're watching on YouTube, it's a lot easier just to read it. So A+ set apart living LLC.com. You'll see what's available. Use the code MOSS34. We know what the 34 stands for. We know why it's Moss. And go try some of the products. Support Thomas as he's out here supporting great content, as he supported our Seahawks through the mid 2010s with his tenacity and his focus. And Thomas, man, this was a pleasure because again, the energy jumps off the screen. Brandon, I get a feeling that if we gave Thomas a set of pads and a helmet, he might still be able to tote the rock like the Kool-Aid man and just break through whatever's in front of him because the energy is certainly still there, Brandon.
I feel like it's the case. Yeah, for sure.
Well, y'all know where I'm from, Flint, Michigan. We just jump out the bed, no shoes, snotty nose. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, but I appreciate you all, man. I do want to also. I got my Michigan boy down here playing this year too with AJ Barner.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Hey, he gets some opportunity, huh?
Well, now Noah Fant has left the team. I feel like they have to really based off of what we saw from AJ last year. What's your expectations for Barner this year?
I think he's going to take advantage of his opportunities. I know he will. And if I had any advice for him, don't hold back.
Right.
Don't hold back. Don't hold back.
I love it, right? He ends up with 4 touchdowns last year. He's a 4th rounder, and it's like, and it was like, okay, who knows? He's kind of an inline blocker. That was what the pundits were saying, right? Oh, he's an inline guy. And then all of a sudden, we had some challenges in the red zone last year, but one of the bright lights in the red zone was AJ Barner. Like that dude is savvy, and when you throw a ball his way, he's actually he proved to me he's a legit, I'll go back to it, old school 2-way tight end. Yes, he could block and be in line, and you want to get him out and get him in the slot and get him down the seam. He's highly effective, man.
And that's why I'm getting at. Looking at where they're trajected, to have kind of a balance. Even though we're talking about the run game, I'm pretty sure with Kubiak, he's going to balance it out.
Oh, yeah.
Barner would have some great opportunities. And then if he's in camp right now, And if he's embracing the run schemes, which I know that he is, because he knows that's going to be his opportunities the most. And then and not just that, it's also gonna help everybody with the run game, the running backs and everybody too, because that's a real relationship. Like I remember when I played, the time where I had, maybe if I had 2 minutes or 3 minutes, I'm over there spinning with the linemen. I'm over here with the tight ends. Man, I gotta feel it. I'm back here. People may think I was over there just jumping around doing stuff. No, I got to be able to feel it. I got to be able to press it. I got to be able to, because spending that time is a part of the work. Because once you won, because you're going to work hard. Everybody going to work hard at their position. But once you become one as a unit, that's hard to stop. And then, like, I didn't understand it, but I gave myself a chance. That's why I said, the grind is the grind. Right. But when you give yourself a chance through it, great things happen. And I'm talking about I'm talking about a season where you could think something and the whole time it was never even real because of what you did. It spoke for itself the whole time. That type. Great
Love
things.
that. There he is, Mr. Thomas Rawls, former Seattle Seahawks running back. Really want to thank him for coming on the show. A great interview, a great time, and got the football camp coming up. Make sure you check out the Sea Moss Lemonade, especially if you're in the Seattle area, Clinton.
Yeah,
drop down to Renton, pick some up firsthand. That way you don't have to worry about shipping or anything. You pick it up. There it is.
That's it. And yeah, huge special thanks for him to come on there. So it's Brandon, I know I'm fired up. I know you're fired up because we've been talking about this, and I can't wait for like Adam to listen to this and Phil and then everybody in the Discord to listen to this, because what I liked about it the most is just like he's hearing what current Seahawks are saying and he goes, listen, that means something. He's like, they are going in a direction together. So when you hear your wide receiver 1 talking about it this way and your right tackle talking about it this way, it is significant and it is a non-negotiable. Brandon, we are going to run the rock this year. 2025 is going to be something special, I think.
And I think with that,
there's only one thing left to say.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.